We're going to talk a little bit about capos here, and this applies to chords because oftentimes you want to be rolling with chord progressions, and if you're using shapes up the neck, it just doesn't quite sound as cool and open as it does when you're using an open chord situation and rolling over open stuff. So, and I can kind of give you an example of that, like this roll right here. Sounds pretty good. It rings really cleanly. If I used it up here, it's just not as punchy as it is down here. So let's say we were going to play in the key of A, rather than finding the A chord up here and rolling over that 1-4-5 shape there. I'm just going to start by putting a capo on the neck. And banjos, if you haven't figured it out already, are really finicky with tuning. They come in and out of tune really easily depending on all sorts of things, and a capo can really make that even worse. So I learned a little while ago that when I'm putting the capo on the neck, there's really kind of a right way to do that. You've got the front ridge of the capo, and this is actually a guitar capo, and you've got the front ridge of it, and instead of just putting it here like that, halfway down behind the fret, I put it right on top of the fret itself, not in front of it. If you get any of it in front of it, it's not going to really help you very much. But if you get the capo right on top of the fret, you end up having to tune it up less. My impression of guitar players is they have the luxury of not really having to tune all that much when they use a capo, certainly not as much as a banjo. And here, if you do that, you're going to save yourself some trouble. Now, we talked about this a tiny bit earlier, you've got all 4 of these strings capoed, so they're in the key of A, but you've still got your 5th string, and that does not fit in the key of A. So I've got these spikes here on the neck, and because we're capoed at the 2nd fret down here, you're going to want to be capoed on the 5th string at the 7th fret, because that matches up with the capo on the 2nd fret. Because the 5th string starts right here at the 5th fret. So if you go up 1, 2 down here, you have to go up 1, 2 starting at the 5th fret right here. So I'm going to flip this string underneath that spike, and I'm going to have to retune it a little bit just because I know my banjo and everybody else's banjo. So right now, I'm in the key of A, and I can play just like I'm in the key of G. I can do all those rolls. And I don't have to worry about it. It's really easy. Oftentimes, banjo players in A, B flat, B, C, and even occasionally in D will capo at those appropriate frets, and it'll let you play the stuff you already know without really changing too much.